EI comes through training. EI comes as a learning process. It's ongoing. It's not only inherited skills. No, you can acquire it by exposure and training and self-awareness. It also depends basically on the limbic system, which is a part of the brain that supports the behavior and leads to its continuity. So you have to breed this concepts all the way. The academic performance indicators, there is the emotional management, self-motivation, interpersonal skills, self-awareness, and empathy, and all of these things are components of emotional intelligence. If we look at the theories, the triarchic theory of intelligence by Sternberg in 1985, it highlighted that there is another component to the practical and analytical intelligence in academia. There is the component of critical thinking and emotional intelligence. And the knowledge of power, or the power of knowledge, has a positive influence in addressing problems and in identifying the critical thinking methods and ways to address a certain problem. Other definitions by Bradley, and I love this model actually, the DISC model. I used it in a lot of my research and in my teaching. Dominance, interpersonal skills, steadiness, and high level of consciousness as a part of personality traits related to emotional intelligence. This is actually one of the referential analysis relationships that I used in my research. You have the Boyd's OODA loop. Boyd's, we all know, was a military strategist thinking about tactics of war. And we have Brett's emotional powers, which is the feeling, the watching, the thinking, and the doing type of power. All of these together, the two relations related to the observation, the orientation, the decision, and the action, I try to combine both schools of thoughts, and I developed this construct here. So the feeling type, you have an affective emotion, a feeling type, you start to observe the actions, then you start to orient your type of thinking. In your mind, you take a decision and then you act. If you are a student and you have a deadline and you want to use this observation here, so you have to start by scheduling your time management, being aware of your strengths and weaknesses, then you do the action. The methodology of the research depended on the primary and secondary data. The survey assessing on 217 students from our cohort, prep year and the first year after prep, which is the largest number before specialization. It assessed the level of self-awareness, social regulation, and relationship management in a quantitative manner to give an attempted calculated results of percentages. Secondary data were derived from websites, books, and articles. The most important thing is this referential analysis and the relationships we try to develop out of the research. Basically, that's the equation I used, and the n, of course, is the number of students, and the 500 is the total number of the cohort, and we tried to assess, after the pilot study, we had exactly 217 students with the survey. The questionnaire was developed. Of course, you all know questionnaires are the inexpensive tool of survey. We had measured the responses of the applicants from a scale of 1 to 5, and the sample unit, as I said, was prep year and year 1 after prep. The findings. We had, on the self-awareness skills, we had, these numbers might not total to 100, but in each 100,